Hey, Coach has got a fantastic guest. Saquon Hicks is the defensive coordinator at Benjamin Franklin High School. He was with us last week and kind of just talked us through his 23 defense. Today, he's going to kind of whiteboard us through it, and we're going to talk about his YouTube channel and his Coachtube program, and then he doesn't have Huddle. So we're going to figure out somehow how to get this video up one of these days, and we'll walk through it on video. But I wanted to, it sounded so good last week. I want him to go ahead and diagram it up on the whiteboard and really teach us. And I told him to teach us like we're his JV linebackers. So, Coach, appreciate you being back, man, and excited to hear how hear it and see it on the whiteboard this week, buddy.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Coach Joe. Appreciate the opportunity. Appreciate you having me. So let's get this thing started.
Yeah, let's jump to it. I'm gonna mute me so you can just teach us like we're your players, man.
Yes, sir. All right, so starting with our alignments in the 23 defense, pretty much our base alignments. We have our nose guard. We start the nose guard. We have them in a zero technique. The nose guard is a two-gap player in our base. Let's start with base. In our base defense, we call it psycho. Our nose guard is a two-gap player, so he's responsible for both A gaps, pretty much. I'll come back to that in a second. My defensive ends are two-gap players, so they're responsible for the B gaps and the C gaps. The way I like to teach my two-gap technique is I like those guys to bull rush. I teach them to bull rush, lock out, get their eyes to the play, see what's going on, and then go make the play. The advanced version of that technique is if you have a really good player or once the players really understand it, then they're good enough to, let's talk about the nose. They can win in the left A gap. And then let's say they run it through the right A gap, he can transition and make the tackle through the right A gap as well. So that's another technique that I teach once the players are a little more advanced, or if I just have a special player that can handle it. Let's take it to our linebackers. We have my Mike linebacker. He's always in the weak side A gap. And we have my Jack linebacker. He's always in the strong side B gap. Those guys in base defense, they are sideline to sideline defenders. When it comes to the run game, pretty much they're sideline defenders like we were talking about. They pretty much cannot make a mistake. As long as those guys are fly to the ball, it's normally a good day for those guys. When it comes to pass defense, those guys funnel the running backs, the running back and the fullback you see down here. So, for example, let's say running back at the bottom, fullback in the middle, of course. Let's say the running back swings out to the right, then the Jack will cover him. He would swing out, he would cover him with outside leverage, make sure he don't get outside of him and force him back to the middle, pretty much where all his help will be. And most likely in that situation, the fullback would stay in the block. That means the Mike would drop the short middle. He'll pretty much be a short middle guy, and he'll be a QB spy guy as well. And pretty much it's the same thing for if it went the other direction. If you flip it, and vice versa, if the running back release here, release to this side, then the Mike would cover him, and the Jack would drop and become the short middle in the QB spot. One of my favorite things about the 23 defense is we utilize 4 safeties. We have 2 high free safeties. I call them a free safety and a star. And we have 2 strong safeties in the apexes. I call them a strong safety and a rover. And our base defense, the strong safety and the rover, those guys are all out blitzers. They are outside force players, outside contain guys. Their job is to get off the ball and do not let anything outside of them automatically. Let's say it's a team that likes to do like a speed option. We would smash the quarterback automatically. Let's see how many hits he can take. Let's see how many hits the quarterback can take. Let's see how tough he is. And we'll take our chances. Let's see if he can make it through the game. Let's see how many times the offensive coordinator is going to call that play against us. When it comes to the free safeties at the top, we pretty much do a rip or Liz, and it's based off the strong side. So looking at this formation, the tight end would make this side the strong side. So looking at it from the defensive aspect, it would be Liz. So with the Liz call, one of my another favorite thing that I love about the 23 defense, pretty much we play games, we disguise things. So you see how we lined up right now on the quarterback's cadence, we pretty much transform. So since this is a Liz call on the quarterback's cadence, the star, the free safety on the left, he would invert down over top of the tight end about let's say 7 yards off. outside leverage on the tight end. The free safety would invert over the top, 15 yards deep over top of the center. Pretty much, and we're in a cover one invert on the back end. So pretty much, we are getting after it. We're getting after it. We are extremely aggressive. The star and the strong safety and the rover are flying off the apexes, making the plays, and we're able to do that because, of course, one of the free safeties are coming down, and we give an illusion that we're weak off tackle when essentially we are daring them to run off tackle. Any questions for me, Coach, before I get to my Patness sniper blitz, my triple A gap blitz?
Talk about the alignment of that strong safety on the tight end.
Yes, sir. So the strong safety is lined up on he's outside leverage pretty much. He's in the apex on the tight end. So let's say it was a situation. Let's say the situation was where the strong safety had to cover the tight end. He would be covering them using outside leverage because, as we talked about, it's always going to be a Mike or a Jack linebacker in the middle, short middle zone or QB spy, and it'll always be a free safety over the top at the single high. So we funneling him towards the help in the passing situation, and he's lined up out here this wide in a run situation, of course, because he's an outside force player. So he's extremely fast because he's a strong safety. He should be a lot faster than that tight end. Just thinking about it from that aspect, he should be a lot faster. He should be able to hit that edge and not get touched by that tight end. And even if the tight end is quick enough to touch him, then the strong safety should still be quick enough where he's able to use outside leverage and keep his outside arm free so he can still make the play.
So what is he, like 2x2? What is he? How's he lined up?
I'm sorry, Coach. We call our apex 3x3. So he's 3 yards off the end man on the line of scrimmage and then 3 yards off the ball.
Okay, all right.
So a 3x3, and the same thing, pretty much the same thing with the other strong safety, the road on the other side. He's a 3x3. He's 3 off the end man on the line of scrimmage and then 3 up. It just helps us utilize our speed because, of course, that's 2 speed guys. And like I said, those 2 guys, those strong safeties should be a lot faster than that tight end, and especially this tackle. It shouldn't get touched. If they do get touched, it should only be that inside. The inside half of them, the outside arm should be free so he can still force the cutback, make the play, at least run them out of bounds, and et cetera.
What's the depth on the corners and the safeties?
The safeties are 10 yards off the ball and 1 yard outside the end man line of scrimmage. So pretty much, actually, I'll say it a little different. I'll rephrase it. The alignments for the free safeties, the 2 free safeties, are 10 yards off the ball and there's 1 yard outside of the tackle. So if you notice on this side, he's outside the tackle. And if you notice on the other side, pretty much, I kind of have him pretty much in between the tight end and the tackle. That's where he needs to be. The alignment probably isn't drawn up perfect, but he's pretty much inside that tight end slightly so he can come down on outside leverage. The corners, I like to play those guys. I was a corner growing up, Coach, in my whole career. So I pretty much just understand that a little different. So with corners, I like to let them be comfortable. So if the only thing I tell my corners is when we're playing cover 1 invert is to not press. Unless they're that guy, unless they're just extremely special and I don't have to worry about them getting beat over top in press man, I tell them to play off coach 4 to 5, depending on how fast they are and depending on how fast that receiver is that they're covering them, just so the free safety over the top can help them. In my mind, the way I teach it, Coach, the single high safety, he can help the corners if they get beat on a double move or if they get beat on a deep route and off-man coverage, because he's going to have time to get over there, reading the QBIs and the way we train it. But if he get beat immediately in press man, that free safety is not going to be able to get there unless he's Ed Reed. And we all know that's how rare Ed Reed is.
So are you in 1 more often or 3 more often or just back and forth between the 2?
We're in 1. I'm a cover 1 guy. We're in cover 1 invert. Out of this and base, the situation, okay, so very good question, Coach. Our base coverage is cover 1 invert. So in base, we'll be in cover 1 invert. When we come in hot in a triple A gap blitz, we will be in cover 1 invert. When it's a obvious passing situation, then we'll be in cover 2 man. So the difference in cover 2 man would be, and this would be the free safety would drop high over the top. the jack and the mic will be responsible pretty much. They watching the backs. The strong safety will have the tight end, and I would just pretty much. Actually, I'll say that again. Let me rephrase that. So, in the obvious passing situation, coach, I would be in cover 2, man under with a rat defender. So the free safety would drop over his half. The star free safety would drop over his half. The mic would be the rat defender, short middle QB spy. The jack is a cover guy, so pretty much he would be covering the jack, and the rover will be covering the running back and the fullback in the situation, because the strong safety will be covering the tight end. So basically, we're playing straight man on the 5 eligible receivers. We got the Mike linebacker as the rat defender in the hole, and both free safeties, the star and the free safety, are shooting over they deep zones over the top pretty much, and we just daring them to throw it pretty much, forcing them to throw it in double coverage, or we would pretty much force. A lot of times we got this year, the quarterback would scramble because he would see 3 coming. He would see my Mike linebacker dropping back a little bit. If it's a quick quarterback, he'll try to take off, and as long as the ends do their job and force it back to the inside, the Mike was cleaning that up all year.
Awesome. Okay, I like it.
Yes, sir. So let's get to my triple A gap blitz, coach. I call it sniper. Now my sniper is a thing of beauty, coach. It was a beautiful play for us this year. I'm the type of coach where I love numbers. So one of the numbers I made sure I paid attention to this year was tackles for losses and 0 to 2 yard gains for the entire season. So on the season, teams ran the ball a total of 221 times, and 92 of those times it was a tackle for a loss or a 0 to 2 yard gain. So that came out to about 41.6% on the season, that it was every single run was either a tackle for a loss or a 0 to 2 yard gain. And this sniper blitz, this triple A gap blitz, I call it sniper, that I'm about to show you guys was a big part. It played a big part in that success we had in stopping the run this year. So let's start on the top, since you guys already pretty much understand all that. We already explained it. And this call right here, looking at this, of course, looking at it from the defensive end, it would be Liz. So Liz, of course, mean the star would come down. So he's responsible for that tight end. The free safety, instead of in base, he inverts over at 15 over the top. He would invert over at 10. So he's playing zone here. Short, he's playing intermediate and deep zone pretty much. He's just getting right there, and then he's backpedaling from that point on. My ends, I normally have those guys 2 gap, but depending on the scenario, like for example, it's a tight end here. So since it's a tight end here, then he doesn't have the 2 gap because we're coming hot and pretty much both of those gaps. So in our sniper, I would make the DN shoot down as a fire call. So since the strong safety was coming down, since the star free safety was coming down, the strong safety would yell fire call, let the end on his side know to shoot the B gap. So on this call right here, he would immediately shoot right through the B gap. Of course, we're playing man here, so he's locked up. He's locked up here. And then this is where all the magic come in. Of course, we talked about this here. He can shoot through the B gap because of what we're doing out here on the outside. So from here, it's the beauty of it. And our sniper triple A gap blitz, the nose guard, he goes away from the strength. So he's not worried about the center at all. He's not engaging the center at all. He's automatically shooting his gap as quickly as he can. And of course, the center is not going to just let him through there. He's going to pretty much try to block him and try to run him out of the play. And this is where the beauty of it is. The magic comes in. Mike, he comes down and he blitzes straight in the vacated area where the nose guard vacated, and the jack comes over. He blitzes through the other A gap. And our strong safeties, our apex players, of course, everybody asking what we going to do if these running backs swing out. These guys are still hot, but this is something I learned from Mike Zimmer. I call it a blitz. Well, he called it a blitz pill, so I make those guys a blitz pill. So they blitz off the edge hard immediately. The two lines, of course, mean blitz peel. So if the back swing out, they cover those guys now. Back swing out, they cover those guys now. So everything else is covered, and pretty much we just bring a lot of pressure, coach, and we be eating teams up all season with this right here. If it was the other way around, of course, if the tight end was on the other side, then it would be rep, and the free safety would be coming down, pretty much, and the star free safety would be going over the top.
How do the Mike and the Jack hit it? Is the Jack first and the Mike second, or Mike first, Jack second, or you don't even talk about that? You just
They go at the same time, coach. The beauty of it is we don't even show it. I make them keep the same. Of course, we keep our linebackers. They keep the same alignments and base, and the sniper we blitzing. So it's the skies. So I have those guys at 3 yards off, coach, pretty much in an excellent stance. And as soon as the play starts, they take off. They're full tilt. The key coaching point is for this nose is he has to go. He has to clean that out. He cannot get halfway through here and then try to redirect, because then the Mike's gonna run right into his back and it's gonna blow up the play and it's wasting everybody. So a key coaching point for us this year was making sure this nose, he got used to making this play, because like my nose was a really good player for me this year. He was about 6'6", about 255. He was a really good player for me. So in our base defense and our base defensive call, he was doing a really good job of winning. So I caught him sometimes this year when I called sniper. He would get here and then he would try to redirect, and then the Mike would yell at him, and then I would catch it on film. The Mike would let me know, coach, I'm running into his back because of what he's doing. And then it made me just reinforce that practice that when I call sniper, when I call the triple A gap blitz, he has to shoot straight through there. And the only way he redirect is once he clear that A gap, that's when he can redirect. Because if he do anything different, then that Mike is going to run into his back. And you understand it the way I understand it, coach. If they run into the strong side and the nose is trying to, whether the nose redirect in the gap or once he clears, the Mike is going to get there faster than him if the play is going to the strong side, no matter which way we slice it. So of course, that's the biggest reason for that coaching point there.
I like it, man. Let's real quick and don't go anywhere after we're done with this, because I got one more thing I want to do with you. But let's talk about your YouTube channel.
Yes, sir.
Name of it?
My YouTube channel is called Coachtube. So pretty much my YouTube channel is a collection of videos, pretty much defensive videos from my coaching career. And you can find the 23 defense on there. You can find the triple A gap blitz on there, the sniper blitz, pretty much all uploaded on there. I pretty much made the page just to help, pretty much just help other coaches. I fell in love with the sniper blitz, with this triple A gap blitz that I was able to create this year from just watching legendary coaches. And it did wonders for me this year. It helped us turn around our defense completely. And I'm sure it can help coaches all around the country.
All right. So one more time, and we'll put the link in the description, but your YouTube channel is called Coachtube.
Yes, sir.
And then talk a little bit about your Coachtube course.
Yes, sir. My Coachtube course is up. Coach, I have about four courses up right now. The very first course is called Course 1, Introduction to the 23 Defense. So pretty much that's the course that's breaking down the defense, the history of it, how I came about it, who my inspirations were, how I came upon pretty much the whole 9, from the 2 gapping to the cover 1 invert. And then I have the course up today about the triple A gap blitz that we just talked about the sniper blitz. I just uploaded that one today. So that's on the Coachtube pretty much, and that's ready to go. It's pretty much everything I just explained, plus a little more. And plus, of course, the information is on there so coaches can reach out and I can help them even deeper in a way that helps their program individually.
And I'll have that link on there too. And that's got video with it. Your Coachtube course has video with it also, correct?
Yes, sir. It has some video. It's some more video on YouTube. It has the words, diagrams, the whole 9. So I made it a lot easier.
Awesome.
And of course, I have PDFs. So anybody who anybody who grabs the information through the Coachtube, of course, then I'll include the PDFs and everything else with it, and that comes with it for a lifetime.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, brother, you did a great job. I appreciate you being on here. Don't go anywhere. And when I sign off, I want to do one other thing with you real quick.
Yes,
But
sir.
you did
I
a great
super
job,
appreciate
man. I
it, bro.
appreciate it. And we'll have the links to the YouTube channel and the Coachtube channel